Setting boundaries can take many forms. Sometimes it's as simple as politely but firmly telling someone that their behavior is unacceptable. For example, if someone makes a disrespectful comment, we can calmly state, "I don't appreciate that kind of language." Or, "Please don't speak to me in that manner." This kind of direct communication not only asserts our boundaries but also reinforces our dignity by making it clear that we will not tolerate disrespect. By addressing the issue in a calm, clear manner, we are letting the other person know that we respect ourselves enough to stand up for how we are treated. Ladies and gentlemen, in life we all encounter moments of disrespect. Whether it's in our personal relationships, at work, or in social settings, it's a universal experience that can shake our sense of self. How we choose to respond to these situations is essential not only to maintain our peace, but also to uphold our dignity. Respect and dignity are fundamental concepts in human interactions, yet they are often misunderstood or used interchangeably. However, understanding the distinction between the two is crucial, particularly when it comes to how we respond to situations of disrespect. Respect, at its core, is the way others treat us, the recognition and consideration we receive from the people around us. Dignity, on the other hand, is not something that is bestowed upon us by others. It is an internal value we uphold within ourselves, a reflection of how we choose to view and treat ourselves, regardless of how others act toward us. Respect is often outwardly visible, something that can be measured by the way people acknowledge our feelings, honor our space, or validate our perspectives. It is a social construct, built on the understanding that we all deserve to be treated with consideration and fairness. When respect is given, it creates a sense of safety, belonging, and trust. However, because respect is dependent on others' actions, it can be easily disrupted. When we experience disrespect, it may feel as though our value is being questioned or diminished by someone else's behavior or words. It is in these moments that our sense of dignity becomes paramount. Dignity is something much deeper than respect. It's an inherent quality that no one can take away unless we allow it. While respect can fluctuate based on external factors, dignity remains constant because it is a reflection of our intrinsic worth. It is rooted in how we perceive ourselves and how we carry ourselves, regardless of external judgment or mistreatment. When we choose to respond to disrespect with dignity, we are choosing to remain grounded in our worth, irrespective of how others act toward us. Our dignity is not conditional upon receiving respect. Rather, it is sustained by our ability to maintain a sense of self-respect, even in challenging situations. For example, when someone belittles us or dismisses our thoughts, it's easy to internalize their actions as a reflection of our own inadequacies. We might think, if they don't respect me, maybe I don't deserve respect. However, this is a misunderstanding of dignity. No one has the power to strip us of our inherent worth. When we respond with dignity, we acknowledge the disrespect, but we do not allow it to define our value. We choose not to mirror the disrespect, but instead to assert our boundaries, communicate our feelings, and uphold our self-worth. Dignity is also about choice. It's not simply about the ability to react to disrespect with grace, but about choosing to respond in a way that is aligned with our personal values. Responding with dignity requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It is not about suppressing anger or hurt, but about allowing ourselves to feel these emotions while deciding not to let them control our actions. The power to maintain our dignity lies in our capacity to remain calm and centered, even in the face of external negativity. It is about maintaining composure and standing firm in our truth, regardless of others' behavior. Furthermore, dignity empowers us to break the cycle of disrespect. By choosing to respond with dignity, we are not just protecting ourselves, we are also modeling a way of engaging with others that encourages mutual respect. Responding with dignity is not a passive act, it's a conscious decision to rise above negativity, to engage with others in a manner that reinforces our worth and encourages them to do the same. In essence, it is the practice of safeguarding our inner peace while navigating the complexities of human interactions. Emotional awareness is a powerful tool that plays a critical role in how we respond to situations of disrespect. It allows us to remain in control of our emotions, ensuring that we don't act impulsively or let our emotions dictate our reactions. When faced with disrespect, the natural instinct may be to respond with anger, frustration, or hurt. These emotions are valid, but how we choose to express them can significantly impact the outcome of the situation. Emotional awareness provides the space to pause, reflect, and choose a more thoughtful, deliberate response, one that helps us maintain our dignity and preserves our self-worth. The first step in harnessing emotional awareness is recognizing and understanding our feelings. Often, when someone disrespects us, we experience an immediate surge of emotions: anger, embarrassment, or even confusion. These emotions can cloud our judgment, making it difficult to think clearly or respond in a way that aligns with our values. Emotional awareness allows us to identify what we are feeling in real time. For instance, we may recognize that we are feeling disrespected or hurt. By naming these emotions, we create a sense of clarity that empowers us to choose how to react. Once we are aware of what we are feeling, the next step is to create space between the trigger, the disrespectful behavior, and our response. Often, the rush to react is driven by the need to defend ourselves or protect our ego. However, taking a moment to pause before responding is a critical aspect of emotional awareness. This pause is not about suppressing emotions or ignoring them, but rather about giving ourselves the time to process them and decide how we want to engage with the situation. It's in these moments of reflection that we regain control over our actions, ensuring that we are not reacting out of impulse or heightened emotion, but responding with thoughtfulness and intention. This pause also helps prevent emotional hijacking, a phenomenon in which intense emotions take over and influence our behavior in ways that are not aligned with our values. When we are emotionally hijacked, we may lash out, say things we don't mean, or act in ways that are destructive, both to ourselves and to the relationship in question. Emotional awareness provides the ability to catch ourselves before we react in this way, allowing us to redirect our energy toward a more constructive response. Another important aspect of emotional awareness is the ability to understand the impact of our emotions on others. Our emotions are contagious, and how we express them can affect the dynamics of a situation. Responding with anger or hostility may escalate the conflict, while responding with calmness and clarity can de-escalate the tension. By remaining aware of our emotional state, we are better equipped to manage our reactions in a way that fosters productive communication and resolution. We can assert our boundaries without aggression, express our feelings without blame, and hold our ground without resorting to disrespectful behavior ourselves. Moreover, emotional awareness helps us identify the underlying needs or unmet expectations that fuel our emotional reactions. Often, disrespect triggers a deeper emotional wound or unmet need, such as the need for validation, appreciation, or fairness. By recognizing these underlying emotions, we can communicate our needs more effectively and assertively without blaming or attacking the other person. This self-awareness fosters better communication and helps create an environment where mutual respect can thrive. In conclusion, emotional awareness is a powerful skill that enables us to respond to disrespect in a way that preserves our dignity. It allows us to recognize our emotions, take a moment to pause before reacting, and choose a response that aligns with our values and goals. By being emotionally aware, we protect ourselves from reacting impulsively or destructively, and instead we engage in a manner that upholds our sense of self-worth while fostering healthy communication. Through emotional awareness, we become the architects of our responses, ensuring that our reactions are rooted in dignity and respect. Responding to disrespect with dignity requires not only emotional awareness and a strong sense of self-worth, but also the ability to set clear and healthy boundaries. Boundaries are an essential component of maintaining dignity, as they define the limits of what we will tolerate in our interactions with others. Setting boundaries allows us to protect our emotional, mental, and physical well-being while still responding with respect and clarity. Responding with dignity does not mean passively accepting mistreatment. Rather, it involves assertively protecting our space and well-being while still engaging with others in a way that reflects our values. When we allow disrespect to go unaddressed or fail to set clear boundaries, we send the message that we are willing to accept behavior that undermines our dignity. However, setting boundaries is not about being rigid or inflexible. It's about making intentional choices that honor our needs and values while maintaining a sense of balance. When we define our boundaries, we are taking an active role in determining how we will be treated, without allowing others to dictate our self-worth. Healthy boundaries help us preserve our sense of dignity, especially in situations where others may attempt to belittle or devalue us. Setting boundaries can take many forms. Sometimes it's as simple as politely but firmly telling someone that their behavior is unacceptable. For example, if someone makes a disrespectful comment, we can calmly state, "I don't appreciate that kind of language." Or, "Please don't speak to me in that manner." This kind of direct communication not only asserts our boundaries, but also reinforces our dignity by making it clear that we will not tolerate disrespect. By addressing the issue in a calm, clear manner, we are letting the other person know that we respect ourselves enough to stand up for how we are treated. Other times, setting boundaries may involve walking away from a situation altogether. If a conversation becomes increasingly disrespectful or hostile, we have the right to remove ourselves from the environment. Walking away does not signify weakness or avoidance. Rather, it is a demonstration of self-respect and self-preservation. It communicates that we value our emotional well-being and are unwilling to engage in an interaction that compromises our dignity. So, by choosing to walk away, we are asserting that we will not allow disrespect to dictate the course of the interaction. Additionally, responding with dignity often involves expressing our emotions assertively rather than aggressively. Assertiveness allows us to communicate our feelings in a way that is both direct and respectful, without resorting to passive aggressiveness or hostility. For example, instead of becoming defensive or retaliating in kind, we can calmly express how the disrespectful behavior has made us feel. This may involve saying something like, "I felt hurt when you said that," or "that comment made me uncomfortable." By expressing our emotions in an assertive yet respectful manner, we are upholding our dignity while also creating an opportunity for dialogue and understanding. Vulnerability plays a key role in setting boundaries as well. While it may seem counterintuitive, responding with dignity often involves allowing ourselves to be vulnerable by expressing our feelings openly and honestly. Vulnerability in this context does not mean weakness, rather, it is an act of strength. It requires courage to be open about how certain behaviors affect us, yet it also fosters deeper connections and mutual respect. When we set boundaries with vulnerability, we are demonstrating that we value ourselves enough to communicate our needs without fear of judgment or rejection. Finally, setting boundaries is an ongoing process, one that requires consistency and self-awareness. We must continually assess our interactions and adjust our boundaries as needed. When we allow others to cross our boundaries without consequence, we inadvertently teach them that their behavior is acceptable. However, when we maintain consistent and respectful boundaries, we empower ourselves and encourage others to respect our limits as well.